What? The food? What? I mean, this is an area of history that's just like so deep.
And over the baguette.
Themes of empire, mission, inheritance, and destiny. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome back.
Here we go.
Welcome back to What the Food. I kind of said this to you last time, didn't I, Andy? Like, I don't know if I should introduce it every single time.
Yeah, I think you should, lad.
Okay. Hey, guys. Welcome back to What the Food. This is a podcast that aims to cover the fascinating origin stories behind dishes all around the world. But Pablo, let's go.
So you're just so good at it. It would be a shame not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just in there now.
Yeah.
It's locked in. It's like, it's in there. So on my dying day.
Any last words?
Hey, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. This is the fascinating origin story, man. This is...
I don't know why the doctor's like so aggressive. Like, any last words?
Yeah, he's like the bad guy in like an 80s action film. Any last words, Miles? Yeah. Right, welcome back to What the Food. This is a podcast that aims to uncover the fascinating origin stories behind dishes from all around the world, both popular and obscure. I think it's safe to say that today
Definitely obscure.
is one of the more obscure ones. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're going to be covering... Yeah, you could call it a slightly different type of food today. One that is not going to be at Pizza Express or Ask Italian anytime soon. One that's actually illegal to buy, sell, or even produce within the EU. Contraband. Yeah, contraband. And one that you'd need to properly sit down and have a word with yourself before even putting anywhere near your mouth.
What would those words be?
How's it come to this?
Yeah, how's it come to this? What has happened in my life to lead to this moment?
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
So today we're looking at the illegal Italian cheese Casu Marzu.
Casu. So it's C-A-S-U space M-A-R-Z-U. Casu Marzu.
Casu Marzu. Yeah. Yeah. So we start our Casu Marzu adventure in the large Italian island of Sardinia.
Oh, Sardinia.
Yeah. So Sardinia is located in the Mediterranean to the west of Italy. It has sort of a mountainous interior, and its coastlines are famed for their like beautiful turquoise waters. You know, like every year, hundreds of holidaymakers flock to the island for a summer getaway and to basically enjoy the peace and quiet of Sardinian life. It's like very much a place where Italians themselves go. They leave the mainland and go to Sardinia for a holiday. It's like their Mallorca. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a good sort of analogy. So the island itself has quite a long and intriguing history, and it's jam-packed with interesting archaeological sites. Shit like, so it's been inhabited since the Bronze Age.
Wow.
And the people living there built stone towers all across the island, palaces, sacred wells, everything.
Bloody hell.
Many of these sort of structures remain today, and I think the sites in general are recognised. You know, the UNESCO World Heritage listings. Yeah, they've
protected.
It's got a couple. Yeah, exactly. It's got a couple of them.
I like visiting places with a bit of history like that. You know, just as you're exploring, there's like old ruins and castles, and
definitely.
Sardinia sounds like my kind of place. Faux show.
Yeah, faux show. So it's where it's located is basically on like a really good trading route for the Mediterranean.
Oh, right.
And over because its location, it's in such a good trading route, it's loads of civilizations have basically colonized it or conquered it. So you'd have the Phoenicians there, the Romans there, the Byzantines there. You know, later on it was under Spanish control. But despite all of this, the mountains that lie in the inland, in the centre of Sardinia, basically proved to be too difficult to conquer.
Right.
And because of their mountainous areas, it basically offered little to invaders. Like there was no point in them trekking all the way up these fucking mountains to kill.
Risking their
essentially
life.
Sheep farmers. Exactly.
Yeah.
So Sardinia itself has like a untouched pockets of ancient culture and tradition.
That's cool.
So like these sort of areas within the centre, within the middle of the island, which have basically been untouched. So they've obviously developed their own culture, developed their own habits, and of course, developed their own foods.
Ooh. Yeah, because that's like the thing, isn't it? So much of the world, especially like you mentioned then, Spanish, they explored everywhere, didn't they? So to have somewhere that's kind of Central Europe that's still untouched is kind of quite rare at this point, isn't it?
Quite rare. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So yeah, it's within these areas of untouched mountains where our story of Casu Marzu begins. Let's get it out of the way, shall we? What is Casu Marzu? Casu Marzu literally translates to rotten or putrid cheese.
Rotten cheese.
Rotten cheese, and it's a fitting name.
Say no more.
Yeah, that's it. End of episode. switched off.
Dusted rotten cheese. That's the direct translation.
That's the direct translation. Rotten or putrid cheese.
If you want people to eat it, at least like give it a name that's not just rotten cheese.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So Casu Marzu itself is a traditional Sardinian sheep's milk cheese that contains live insect larvae, also more fondly known as maggots.
So for a start, it's sheep's milk.
Yeah, exactly. So the cheese itself, but the cheese itself actually starts off as something we'd eat. It starts off as what's called fiorsado, which is like a pecorino. You've had pecorino before? Yeah, so it's like a salty pecorino that is made from raw sheep's milk and lamb rennet.
And that's why things like Parmesan isn't vegetarian, isn't it? Because they use the animal products, don't they, to preserve it?
Exactly. Just quickly, mate, do you know what lamb rennet is?
Is it something to do with like the stomach lining or the intestines or something?
Yeah, so the lamb rennet is the stomach of a lamb whilst its diet is still limited to just milk.
Oh,
so that's something too.
What? So, whilst its diet is limited to just milk.
Just milk.
So, right. So they want some kind of meaty, milky flavour. To emanate from this. And what are they doing? Are they like hanging it in this? Like what is it? They wrapping it in this stomach lining? How does it get incorporated?
Yeah. So I think it's either wrapped in it or it's sort of like aged in it.
Right.
To extract the flavour. But like if you just think about what they're doing, right? They're mixing the stuff that is sustaining the lamb and the place where the milk goes in the lamb.
It's so meta.
It is.
So cheese is one of those things that is just weird when you think about when you break just cheese down anyway. It's quite a weird idea.
Yeah,
definitely. You just eat cheese. It's so like part of our everyday life, and like very little thought goes into it. You just go into the supermarket, you buy a block of cheese, and whatever you can eat it on pasta or whatever. But it's actually kind of fucking bit disgusting.
Isn't it? When you take a step back and just actually have a look about what you're putting on your crackers. It's a bit...
Cheese, man.
Cheese, man, yeah. But, so once you've got your fiorsado made, so normally if you were just making, a nice cheese, for example, you take that to the market and you just sell that, beautiful. You've just got a pecorino, carbonara on a pasta, beautiful. Yeah. But no, not for Casu Marzu. So the cheesemongers that make Casu Marzu will leave the cheese in an open area so that cheese skipper flies can lay their eggs in the cracks that form in the cheese as it's aging.
Who is the first person to
we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
All right, okay. Right.
So after they've laid their eggs, and after obviously a period of time, maggots hatch, obviously, just as they would normally, and the maggots make their way through the cheese, eating it on their way through, digesting the proteins, and basically transforming the hard, salty cheese into a soft, creamy delicacy.
So it's them that are actually making it creamy.
Yeah, it's them digesting it and excreting
it's a hard cheese, isn't it?
Exactly.
Initially, so they're eating it. They're it's going through their digestive systems and it's coming out all 1,000 times, 100,000 times, and it's just churning the cheese and making it soft.
Yeah, exactly, like a natural churning.
Don't say it like it's normal. Yeah, like a natural churning. No, there's nothing natural about this. The thing is, I've got a picture of it on my screen now, and it's like the maggots are the same colour as the cheese. So looking at this picture, you can't even see the amount of maggots that are in there. There's probably so many more than what my naked eye can see.
Yeah. And
they're still alive, aren't they?
Yeah, the more the merrier.
The more the merrier. They want more.
Exactly, because you want that soft, creamy delicacy.
Oh, fucking hell. Sometimes humans just need to shut up. Shut up.
Just shut up. Have a day off, lad. Come on.
I mean, right, whatever.
Right, so once
whatever.
You just had enough. Like 10 minutes in, just had enough. Can't be asked.
You just keep going, whatever.
Just fucking get it finished. Come on. So once the maggots have done their job, and the process is complete, the cheesemonger will crack the top of the cheese off, open it up, and scoop out the delectable insides. Now, I wish I hadn't, but for research purposes, I had to, obviously. I watched a multitude of videos of these cheesemongers, obviously making the cheese itself, and I have to say, this cracking open of the top is the absolute worst stage. So it's like a parent coming home to find their son like hosting a party of about 60 people in the gaff, and the maggots just like scupper everywhere and just writhe frantically trying to escape, because obviously the daylight, the light is coming in. So
they're in their little warm, dark spot.
Exactly.
Uncovering it. Oh, so they're just like so active, aren't they? Like all
yeah. They're like writhing frantically trying to escape the light.
Fucking hell.
Oh, yeah, mate, it's horrible.
So how do they know it's ready? Do they like core a little bit of it and pull it out, and test it inside or something?
I think they do something like that. I think a lot of it is time as well. Like there's like a
just
set
they
number
know how
of
long
months.
it'll take.
Yeah, exactly.
So they scoop out the inside, so they'll leave behind like the casing of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because that's largely untouched by the maggots, so that will still be a hard cheese, really. And obviously, if you left it that long, it'd just go horrible anyway. So
they leave that bit. It's already fucking horrible.
Oh well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Don't want to eat mouldy cheese, do you?
No, I don't.
We'll definitely cover cave cheese and all that stuff later down the line. Mouldy cheese and all that stuff.
Hopefully in a while.
Hopefully in a while, yeah. Next week.
Next week. We're doing cheese month.
So
we release every 2 weeks, so cheese month would only be 2 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's not that bad. Oh god.
So yeah, I wish it ended there, but it gets worse, and I'm so sorry. So some experts, cheesemakers, not sure if you can call them that because the cheese is rotten, but will then begin to spin the cheese through a centrifuge.
Right.
Now, what this does is that it merges the cheese with the maggots.
Why?
Okay,
right. Just get them
so it's like
really in there if you can.
Yeah, exactly. So rather than like you getting maybe like an uneven bite, maybe there's more maggots in this bite. And there's more
we want maggots in every mouthful of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't want you to eat any bit of this cheese and not have a writhing live maggot in your mouth.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Exactly, 100%. The best time to produce Casu Marzu is during the spring and summer months, and it can generally take anywhere between sort of 3 to 6 months to make, depending on like climate and stuff, I guess. Now, what's key with Casu Marzu is that you need to consume the entire thing before the larvae die.
Because they'll spoil the flavour, will they?
Exactly, because if you leave it too late and the maggots die, the cheese is basically gone bad and it needs to be thrown away.
Right, so there's an optimum period of time upon which to consume this.
Exactly, so the locals actually consider it unsafe to eat Casu Marzu once the maggots have died.
Right,
so,
okay.
You want to serve it while the worms are about 1 inch long and about a third of an inch long, and are squiggling away,
Right, okay. I mean, there's method. I can understand the thought behind that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But
it's funny that though, isn't it? Because it's like, I'd have thought as soon as the flies got into it, time to bin it. But
so, yeah, they're like, no. Hold on for another 6 months.
Yeah.
Now bin it. Now. Not a second longer. Now. 6 months, it's been good.
Yeah. You just got to consume a fucking wheel of maggot cheese in a day.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Horrendous.
So, how are people... Is this like a party food? Is this like something to like crack out at like your grandma's 80th or something? Is it like an occasion cheese, or are they just eating this
a bit of both, really,
for supper on like regularly?
Yes, it's a bit of both. I mean, we'll get to sort of like its reputation in a moment, but generally for some people it's like a celebration thing. They'll bring it out, special occasion, Nonna's birthday. But for some people, it's just like fuck it, sustenance.
Yeah,
we've got some cheese that's nice.
Is it expensive?
We'll get to that. Right. We'll get to that. But yeah, so just on consuming it. So some people actually clear the maggots from the cheese before consuming it. Okay. Some actually pick it out.
One of those people.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be one of those. I mean, you're still eating maggot poop at the end of the day, but some do, some don't. The people that don't, they're called psychopaths. Fun fact though, I didn't know this, but so those that leave the maggots in may actually have to cover the cheese with their hands as they're raising it to their mouth.
Right.
Because when disturbed, maggots can jump up to 6 inches.
Oh, God.
Yep. Maggots can jump 6 inches. That's fucking high, man.
Oh, that's half a pizza.
Isn't it? Yeah, right, yeah. Pizza for scale.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to come in here and say that I do most of my inches in pizza sizes. And this is just something I've always done. When someone's like 5 inches, I can picture that because I know how big a 10-inch pizza is. Maybe some people would be ashamed to admit that, but I'm not.
How big's your package? Half a margarita?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You ever seen a calzone?
Oh, God. You ever seen a calzone? Mine would be like a fucking Cornish pasty.
Yeah, Scotch egg.
Yeah. Oh, so they can jump 6 inches. So people are covering to stop it like flailing about.
Yeah. So as you
like a
think
politeness
about it,
thing.
right?
Oh, sorry, my maggots are jumping on your food.
Politeness, but like if you think about it, right? You've got it on. You've spread the cheese on a bit of bread, right?
Yeah.
And you're bringing it up to your mouth. Mm-hmm. It could fucking jump and ping you in the eye.
Oh shit! It's like a self-protection.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Got maggots in my eye. Fucking 2 maggots in my eye.
Exactly.
Right, so you kind of you cover it with one hand when you lift it up.
Yeah.
I mean, any food that takes that like specific a way of eating it, you shouldn't be eating it.
No,
like
100% not.
That's crazy though. 6, so they can jump 6 inches. Yeah. So if you're having a party, right, and you've got a big Casu Marzu wheel in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
And so they're jumping out of the middle of the table because they're all in the cheese there.
Yeah.
Then everyone's got their own little portion of it around the table. So you've got 8 people, 10 people dining tonight.
Yeah.
Everyone's eating Casu Marzu. The chaos.
Just maggots,
it's raining maggots.
Yeah, they're clean. You'd have to eat it outside. You could not eat it inside, could you?
No, it's a meal for outside, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. But then,
everyone would have to wear glasses.
Yeah.
Casu Marzu glasses.
We got special glasses.
Fuck's sake.
But yeah, I mean, it's even if you want to remove the maggots, right? It's a daunting process because
2 hours later.
Yeah. Well, the way they actually do it is you place the cheese. Some people do this. You place the cheese in a sealed bag, like a paper bag,
right.
And basically, obviously, this suffocates the maggots. In the process, they'll go crazy, leaping from side to side of the bag, gasping for air almost.
Fucking hell, this is barbaric.
when they stop writhing about trying to survive, they're dead, and you can remove them from the cheese and go to town. So basically, rather than like rotten cheese, you've now got murder cheese.
Rotten murder cheese.
Yeah, rotten murder cheese.
Right, if aliens landed tomorrow and they were like, "What is Casu Marzu?"
Yeah,
and you had to explain this, there'd be no convincing the aliens that we were actually all right.
Nah, you'd get the death ray out, wouldn't they? They'd get the death ray out.
Yeah, there'd be no like, we ferment this cheese and let flies land on it for 6 months and it goes mouldy and then we eat it and we cover our mouth because it pings off and we can gas them and kill them and then take them out and eat it.
Yeah,
but we're cool though.
we good.
We good, homie. We good still. I don't know if there's any coming back from that.
Nah, I don't think so, bro. Bro. So yeah, that's an overview of Casu Marzu, and it's like grim. I say like it's grim. There's no like about it. It's a grim production process. Horrible.
But the thing is, we have this quite a lot, don't we? Like where we kind of sit here and slate dishes and poke fun and stuff, but we've never tried it, and we might be one of those people. I mean, there's people that go through this lengthy process. They put their time and money and effort into producing this hard to make cheese, and therefore there must be people that just really like it, and otherwise people just wouldn't do it. So I don't know, you never know, like we might be one of those few people that try it and be like, do you know what, that was like disgusting, but I really like the flavour there.
Well, that's kind of like why the next thing that I wanted to cover, it's like why what's the point? Why do Sardinian cheesemongers and farmers literally make rotten cheese
and put themselves through the process of eating something that for like years and years, I mean, I don't know exactly how long, but maggots are seen as dirty things, aren't they? They're a product of things being left, like decay, death. They're like part of that aesthetic, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably one of the reasons why they eat it as well, because it's kind of like a paradox, you know, like human conditioning. We're obviously brought up to despise like rotten, you know, like putrefaction, like horrible, like you said, maggots and stuff like that. Is it just like a rebel, like we're rebelling against the system almost?
Yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, to be honest, I think it's got a lot to do with culture and geography.
Yeah.
As growing up, we kind of learn what foods are disgusting and which are not through cultural inheritance, which is in itself very much tied to geography. Like, I remember when I went to China, I went to obviously supermarkets, and you can literally buy chicken's feet ready to eat in packets in pretty much every convenience store.
Yeah, just like you'd buy like a packet of Walker's crisps over here or something.
Exactly. Yeah, literally next to the crisps. But, you know, here, you'd be hard-pressed to find them at a butcher in a supermarket. Like, you're not getting them at Morrison's butchers here. So it's likely that these, you know, isolated sheep farmers living in the mountainous centre of Sardinia, completely, you know, isolated,
did not have disgusting to them.
No, they didn't have a huge selection of different foods to choose from. So experimenting with what they had.
They don't have that like preconceived idea of what a maggot represents, because it's in pop culture, isn't it? Like you look at like you know, anything to do with like zombies, the undead or whatever, and you're always going to get images of, you know, zombies rising from the grave, maggots popping through their eyes. Like maggots are just part of that death aesthetic, aren't they? But not in every culture.
No, definitely not.
So it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's the way you look at things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, another thing is that they also didn't have the luxury of an endless supply of sheep or cheese, you know. This meant that when, you know, the flies descended upon one of their wheels of pecorino that they were storing for the winter or whatever.
Yeah, trying to make it last.
They couldn't just throw it away, exactly, If they did throw it away, they would have less food for themselves, or they would have less cheese to sell, and therefore less food for clothing, supplies, whatever.
Honey, the cheese has gone wrong. Oh, shut up, Jimmy, just try it. No, there's maggots in it, babe, but can't. Fucking try it, I'll try it. It's actually good.
Why does Sardinian sheep farmers sound like fucking from the East End?
I don't know. We know this. We've established this already. My brain has got a bank of about 4 accents that I can cycle through.
Yeah, this is
at any given time.
Yeah.
One of them is a Southern American. One of them's like a Londoner. One's like Spanish.
Yeah.
And then one's just like
Japanese. What it is?
Oh yeah, Japanese. I could do that one as well.
Yeah.
5
like an old school samurai.
Yeah. Ita Casu Marzu.
Yeah.
It's a cheese with a maggot in it.
Spot on.
But yeah, so it's again like that idea of necessity, isn't it, that you're talking about? They didn't have the option to just. It's not come from a taste thing. It's started as maybe like trying to get the most out of the food that they had available to them.
Definitely. And I think as well, just, you know, final point on how it became popular in the region. So, you know, we use food as like a way of establishing who is a friend and who is a foe almost. You know, it's like a mode of ethnic distinction. Like I eat this thing, you eat this thing, you are from here. Yeah, exactly. I eat this thing, you don't, I am from here and you are from there, basically. You know, and over time, Casu Marzu spread throughout sheep farmers and cheesemongers of Sardinia. It became like a culturally defining thing. You know, we up in the mountains eat rotten cheese, you coast dwellers don't eat rotten cheese, we are not alike.
You eat disgusting shrimp.
Yeah, exactly.
Something else.
Yeah. So, and this also ties in quite nicely with the fact that the middle of Sardinia was largely untouched by invading forces, you know?
Right. No wonder, because they fucking turned up and they were eating this shit. They turned around.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have any.
Fuck it, I'm out.
Yeah. They didn't have foreigners coming in saying fucking, come on lads, this cheese is fucking gas.
Yeah, it's one way to drive out every ancient civilization that's tried to take you over. Yeah.
Pull it together. Fucking horrible this, lads. I'm out.
Yeah, clever people.
So, yeah, I mean, what does Casu Marzu actually taste like then? You know, we've chatted about the whys and the hows. We'll come to the whens after this, but why? What does it taste like? So, apparently, it tastes like a very strong gorgonzola. Have you had a gorgonzola before?
Yeah, blue cheese.
Blue cheese, yeah.
It's quite a strong blue cheese gorgonzola, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of the stronger ones.
Yeah, for sure. So this is like a gorgonzola turned up to 11 almost.
Okay, because gorgonzola like does verge on too strong for me most of the time.
Really?
I can only really eat like small bits of it. I do like the taste of it, but I wouldn't be able to sit and smash like a whole wedge of it. I'd have to I could only have like a couple of pieces on a cracker and then I'd have to move on.
Yeah, move on to like Lancashire or something. Cheddar.
Yeah. Crumbly Wensleydale. Something that's just pure cream and cranberry, something sweet.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I had fucking Wensleydale and dried apricots the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's horrible, man. It's
Was
fucking
it?
ghastly. Yeah, it's way too sweet.
Trying to think what my favourite cheese is. Do you know what? Like, I'm a bit biased because obviously we're from Lancashire, but crumbly Lancashire is actually a banging cheese.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't so crumbly.
Yeah. It's kind of that's like feta, isn't it? It's like trying to put feta on a cracker. Like, it's just going to go everywhere if you try and spread it.
Yeah, it's not happening, is it?
Right. So what's it tasting like? Hit me.
Yeah, so it's like a very strong gorgonzola, plenty of black pepper notes. Don't know how.
Okay.
And the creamy texture is like
Where the fuck
ideal.
that's come from.
Nah, I thought that's where that's coming from. And the texture of it is just best suited for like bread. Really, it's kind of like Laughing Cow.
After all that, it's just Dairy Lee with maggots in it.
Yeah, basically.
Oh God. Oh no.
So I mean,
imagine going to school and having some fucking Dairy Lee Dunkers, those little tubes.
Yeah.
But you crack open, you pull off the thing, it's the long bit with all the crispy tubes in it, and then you pull off the last little bit, and it's just Casu Marzu.
Loads of maggots knocking about.
All the kids of Sardinia going to school having that. Oh, have a good day, honey.
Thank you, Mum.
Yeah, thank you, Mum. Oh, nah.
Why didn't you eat your Dairy Lee? The maggots were dead.
The maggots were dead.
Good boy, good boy.
Yeah, the company that makes it's called Sad Cow.
Dead cow.
Laughing Cow. It's just, crying cow. Picture on the front, instead of like a really sunny like farm scene, it's just like all wet, windy, mountainous view.
Yeah. Cow's on its side in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Crispy tubes are soggy. Wet tubes.
The whole thing is just a rotten experience. As soon as you peel back that tinfoil, just rotten from start to
finish. Oh God.
So I did some research just to find some more, basically, opinions on what it tasted like. And one that I found was from a CNN journalist called Agostino Petroni.
Ooh.
And he had this to say about the flavour.
Marzu has a flavour that is intense, with reminders of the Mediterranean pastures, and spicy with an aftertaste that stays for hours.
So...
Wait. With an aftertaste that stays for hours.
Yeah, that's what stuck with me, that bit.
The best flavour in the world. I wouldn't want to then stay with me for hours after I've eaten it.
No.
When you've had your meal, maybe you want it to stick around for 10 minutes. Maybe.
Yeah. Or
and
maybe
then,
just to have a swig or something, and then that
and then it's
new
gone.
flavour comes in. Yeah.
Yeah, not sticking
not
around for hours.
No, definitely not.
Let alone Casu Marzu.
I mean, it sounds interesting. Like, I do like gorgonzola, I do like pepper, but the issue is I do not like maggots. So that's the selling point that I can't get behind.
And this guy's saying intense with reminders of the Mediterranean pastures, and spicy with an aftertaste that stays for hours.
So what he's saying there is reminders of Mediterranean dirt. Is basically
Mediterranean dirt,
pastures, grass.
Yeah, that's also spicy. Shit description. You've not got it there.
Yeah. But this next one though, so I wanted to do some more just to see if I could find insights from real people who have actually tried it, and there's some fucking absolute corkers out there. This one is from Antonello Faru, who, according to his Quora account, knows Sardinia like the back of his hand.
Heaven. Casu Marzu tastes like heaven. Oh my God. Do you know what that is? That's a straight up like restaurant that's written their own TripAdvisor review.
Yeah. So you're saying a sheep farmer has made a Quora account, and commented on Casu Marzu, just to drum up interest in his fucking rotten cheese.
Yeah, some fucking entrepreneurial Sardinian mountain farmer thinking outside the box.
I mean, it gets better. Antonella's review does not stop there. It gets better.
With a bit of imagination, the texture of Casu Marzu may be likened to a very aged gorgonzola. Indeed, it's a very spreadable cheese. No firm texture, just a creamy, soft delicacy. At this stage, you do not need to worry about those small 2 to 3 centimetre long living creatures that slither around buried in the cheese.
Way with words. Beautiful.
Then, in it all goes. Oh, big mouthful.
Ooh, Antonello.
Do not worry, you are not going to die because of a suddenly overcrowded mouth. They got nothing to do with it, bro. Oh, let your taste buds do the job, though. Chew it well. Do not gobble it all at once. There is a strong taste indeed, and then a hint of bitter aftertaste that lingers in your mouth afterwards.
Again, that lingering. Don't want it.
That lingering, that key word coming back in.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now it is time you had a sip of red wine. No, you still do not have to worry about the maggots. Yet, I bet you still have the pungent but appealing smell in your mouth. You will want more and more. Now you can loosen up, chat the time away with your table companions, and carry on enjoying this dainty.
He's just got away with words. Antonello is clearly a big fan, right?
Well, yeah, that's the big write-up for it.
Yeah.
Now you can loosen up, chat the time away with your table companions, and carry on enjoying this dainty.
The fact that he has to say, now you can loosen up, like you're so stressed to eating this whole thing that only
now
after
take a breath.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, he knows there's anxiety within that process of eating the cheese.
Oh yeah, he knows full well. And I should also mention that this wasn't his full rundown either. I cut it short.
Right.
And
this is the edited version.
Yeah, this is the edited version. And at one point he writes a line, I shit you not, he writes this line: while you are in Sardinia, you do not find Casu Marzu. Casu Marzu finds you.
It's not fucking a wand at Ollivanders. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Spot on. Yeah.
Like, it's not some mythical thing, like, unless he just means like the fucking smell of it. We'll find you. You'll be enjoying your holiday with your family, walking through a nice little cobbled Sardinian street, and bam, maggots.
Maggots.
Baby starts crying, wife spews, son's crying, your eyes start to water.
Maggots.
Duck into a restaurant, find some solitude. It's coming from within.
Oh, you found his more
Casu
maggots. Brilliant.
Right, so it'll find you. You don't need to find it. It will find you.
It will find you. Another post, just going back to Cora, this time from someone a bit more critical, but nonetheless, you know, okay. He still pushed about out. He still tried it. This is from a guy called Carlo Volpe, and he has this to say about Casu Marzu.
I tried to politely decline, but it was impossible. It had a very strong acidic taste, almost rancid, of pecorino. In fact, Marzu probably means rotten. I could feel the maggot still alive and kicking in my mouth. Not the best thing I ever ate, but I felt like a man. My wife refused to kiss me for the rest of the holiday. Right, okay.
As you can see, it basically divides people. Casu Marzu divides. It's kind of like Marmite if you open the jar and fucking 30 maggots immediately jump 6 feet in the air.
Yeah, that's the comparison.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a lot of people like it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of the reviews and a lot of the things I saw when I did a little look, it's weird that most people that try it actually don't mind it.
Yeah. Well, I think like
I don't know.
The actual process of it kind of makes sense if you think about it in a weird, horrible way. Because you already have a cheese that is like crazy flavour, like crazy strong flavour with this the Sardinian pecorino. And then you basically put it through a process which is just going to like promote that flavour even more.
Yeah, just deepen it, make it more rich.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, if it was like a machine doing it or something, it'd be way better.
Yeah, not a live wriggling worm creature.
Yeah, that's come out of like a fly's arsehole.
Yeah, a fly. It's been off in a field eating like horse shit.
Yeah.
And then it's landed in the middle of this perfectly good cheese, laid its eggs, and it doesn't matter which angle I go at it. It's just shit.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I know you are. Fair play, mate. You made it this far. Come on. So what's the history then? What's the history of this rotten cheese? When did they start making it? Why? Well, to be honest, there isn't a great deal of documentation about the actual history of the cheese itself. You know, what we do know is that the Sardi people, Sardi people, have inhabited the island for a millennia. And they've made the famous pecorino cheese of the island since the Bronze Age, I've found. And obviously the Bronze Age dates from around 3,300 BC to around 1,200 BC. So long time ago, long time before Jesus was around. So, you know, they've been making this cheese for a while. Potentially they could have been scranning these maggots a long fucking time ago. So I came across a guy called Giovanni Fancello. He is a 77-year-old Sardinian journalist and gastronomer who has spent his life researching his homeland's famous cuisine.
Right.
And he actually managed to trace Casu Marzu, the origins of it, all the way back to a time when Sardinia was a province of the Roman Empire.
Ooh, wow.
He had a line, I mean, he says this in one of his research papers.
Latin was our language, and it is our dialect that we find traces of our archaic cuisine.
Now, I don't want to poo-poo Fancello. Sounds like a decent dude. But from my research, I couldn't actually find how he had managed to trace it back.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was because obviously, you know, the Romans spoke Latin.
Yeah.
So therefore...
And what Casu Marzu is kind of like is derived from Latin.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if that's how he managed to trace it back, but you know, it's likely out there, and I just couldn't find it because it was in Italian or whatever language he wrote it in. But you know, I just did want to highlight that. What I did read about Fancello is that his dad actually produced Casu Marzu when he was growing up.
Right.
Yeah, he writes that his father believed that Casu Marzu was a divine gift, and if his cheeses didn't become infested with maggots, he would become desperate and irritated.
How many dads in the history of mankind have had something not go right that they're trying to do and been irritated?
Yeah, you've got the fucking flamethrower in the kitchen being like, come on, dinner's ready. Said yeah. It's not working.
Yeah. What was it? He's talking about divine. What was he saying?
Yeah, he said it was a divine gift. That's how he saw Casu Marzu.
Oh my God. Dad's doing his divine gift speech again, Mom.
You just imagine him outside in the shed, like trying to grab flies and push them into his wheel of cheese.
Yeah. Dad's tinkering in the garage. He's not working on a classic car. He's
spreading shit all around the place so flies come.
At least he had a passion and he ran with it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he cares about something, and at least it's not harming people.
Yeah, no.
You know, if you want to fuck around with mouldy cheese, then do it. At least you're not, you know.
Such an old person answer that.
Innit?
He can do whatever he likes as long as he's not harming people.
Yeah, leave him alone. He's not harming you, is he?
He's not harming you. Leave him be, will you?
Leave him be. If he wants to play around with his maggots and his cheese, he will. All right.
Not harming anybody.
Not harming anybody unless you try and make me fucking eat it.
And I'll be harming him then.
Me. Yeah, and then I will fucking harm you. Get that cheese back away from me. I was being nice to you a minute ago. Now you're making me eat this cheese and I'm getting right fucked off of you. Go back to your shed, you little shit. Mum, you're being really horrible to Dad. Shut up, you.
Oh, arguing over some fucking rotten cheese.
Oh, God. Anyway,
yeah, so some of the cheese he produced stayed for the family, unfortunately for the family, and others went to friends or people who asked for it. You know, people that, have you got any of that fucking cheese that you made sick last time? Yeah, I've got some more here.
Right, he's going around telling everyone his mates are asking him for the cheese, but they're not.
Yeah, but it's not the kind of thing you just turn up with out the blue, is it? Like, you got to have prior warning that you're bringing rotten cheese to the gaff. Yeah. Like, you can't just turn up.
Yeah, ding dong. Hey, man, whoa.
Oh,
bro.
Looking at the curtain, like, he's here with that fucking cheese.
Yeah. Wheeling his cheese up the pathway.
Turn the light off.
We're not in.
Yeah. Now, I tried to find, as I always do, the first written recipe for Casu Marzu, and there isn't any written document of it way up until 1909.
Right, so that's like quite recent, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Compared to what we've looked at before.
Grand scheme of things, yeah, for sure. And the reason that we don't have anything until, the reason why I have something in 1909 is a guy called Vittorio Anginetti, who was from the mainland, travelled to Sardinia and compiled 6 books of recipes known as La Nuova Cucina delle Speciality Regionali. Butchered that, probably.
No, you didn't. You nailed it. Sounded like you nailed it to me.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd have done much worse.
And again, I tried to find this book, but no avail. Sardinian history seems to be quite difficult to come by, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it probably goes back to that idea of the majority of them, you know, living in this secluded lifestyle in the mountains. You know, they've just not branched out in the same way that like the Nepalese have, for example, and people that we've talked about in other episodes. So they're just kind of keeping them to themselves, it seems, doesn't it? Yeah,
no, definitely. But yeah, just something to remember as we keep digging into the murky gumbo of food history.
Yeah, exactly.
Sardinia, difficult. I mean, what is fairly obvious though is Casu Marzu is a food that is likely to have come out of poverty, you know?
Yeah.
We touched upon it before, but the origins of this dish are likely because farmers couldn't afford to throw away cheese that have been infested by maggots. You know, the alternative was starvation, basically.
Yeah. A couple of maggots in it, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Actually, this tastes a bit different.
Oh,
maybe next time we'll put one aside and purposely let it get a bit like this, because I kind of liked it tonight. I don't know about you guys. I kind of liked it.
You need a solid marketing campaign, wouldn't you, to push that?
Yeah.
You'd need
to hire
a series of adverts, TV, print, everything.
Yeah. Best guy from Nike, best guy from Adidas.
Yeah.
Best guy from McDonald's in a room, sat down, big block of Casu Marzu. Go.
Yeah, how are we going to sell this? We could try and put her in a burger.
Yeah, we could try and make shoes out of the rind.
How is that going to sell more? They're going to eat it and then they have to make their own shoes out of the leftover rind. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So it's like delicacy.
Environmentally friendly.
And footwear.
Yeah.
Right, brilliant. I mean, yeah, just so, you could eat it or you could starve to death. I mean, to be fair, I'd probably eat some maggot cheese if the alternative was death.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's a dish that's been passed down for generations, enjoyed by the shepherds of the past and the Sardinians of today. Methods have changed, for sure. You know, for example, they now lead flies into the cheese intentionally.
It's not just a fucking mistake anymore.
Yeah, exactly. But largely the outcome is the same. Rotten ass cheese. Now, you might be thinking that this is a one-of-a-kind dish. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending on if you like it or not, it is not the only maggot-infused dish.
Right.
So, elsewhere in Italy, there is marchetto in Abruzzo, in the Abruzzo region. There is something called casu di quaggi.
Okay, so casu is the word that we're watching out for.
I think casu is rotten, yeah.
Right, so if I'm in a restaurant anywhere in Italy and it says casu, I'm just not ordering it.
Yeah, no, dip out that.
All right.
In the Calabria region, you've got Saltario Friulano in the Friuli region, and you've got Casse Punt in Molise. So quite a lot in Italy. Quite a lot of people eat fucking rotten cheese in Italy.
I thought the Italians had a good palate.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think a lot of these areas I've just mentioned, like Calabria and Abruzzo, I think there's areas, as there is anywhere, but there's areas of quite sort of poverty in those areas. So maybe it came out of that. But not to be outdone, French cheesemakers offer their own take in the form of Casu Marzu in the Corsica region.
Right, okay, so they're at it as well.
Yeah, they're at it. They're at it.
I mean, they've always been into their smelly cheese, the French, haven't they?
They have.
You know, nothing new there.
No, smelly cheese, smelly people. That's what I always say about the French.
We're joking.
Smelly
Any French
food,
listeners, don't worry.
Smelly cheese, smelly people, smelly attitude.
Whoa, Andy. Steady on now.
I'm joking. Yeah, so the French have their own as well. Just going back to Fancello as well, he mentioned that we've always eaten worms. Pliny the Elder and Aristotle spoke about it. Now, of course, a claim like that from Fancello, and me being an avid classic historian, I had to dig.
Have you done it?
Dig like a maggot, in fact.
Into the gooey cheese of ancient history.
Yeah. Dig. Fly. Putrid. Yeah, so I did some digging. Quick refresher before we get into it though. So Pliny the Elder was a Roman author, philosopher and commander living between AD 23 and 79.
Okay.
Aristotle was a Greek philosopher living between the years 322 BC and 384 BC. So a long time ago, basically, both of them. Obviously, Aristotle first and then Pliny the Elder, but a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I did the digging and I think I found what Fancella was referring to. Pliny, we'll start with Pliny first. So Pliny, the author of Historia Naturalis, wrote that Roman aristocrats loved to eat beetle larvae reared on flour and wine.
Right, okay.
So,
yeah,
beetle maggots, basically.
Yeah.
That have spent time in flour and wine. I'm guessing like a roux almost, but instead of wine.
Well, weird. That's going to be a weird dish, that, isn't it?
Innit? Yeah. Dead weird.
Flour and wine and then beetle maggots.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So that was Pliny the Elder that I think Fancella was referring to. And then Aristotle described in his writings the ideal time to harvest cicadas. Or cicadas? Cicadas, isn't it?
Cicadas.
Cicadas, I think it is.
Casada. Kichada. If you keep trying, you just lose all sense of the word, don't you?
Yeah, innit.
Shishada.
I think it's
Cicada.
Cicada.
Oh.
Cicada.
Oh, okay. Cicada.
None of us got that. Fought that up, didn't we?
No. Yeah, big time.
Aristotle described in his writings I've forgotten how to say it.
Cicada.
Yeah. Aristotle described in his writings the ideal time to harvest cicadas. And this is what he has to say on it.
The larva of the cicada, on attaining full size in the ground, becomes a nymph. Then it tastes best, before the husk is broken. At first, the males are better to eat, but after copulation, the females, which are then full of white eggs. Right, so at first the male ones are better to eat, but then after copulation, the females taste better because they're full of white eggs.
Yeah, fucking A.
Oh my god.
You gotta get them when they're full of white eggs, Milo. That's when they're best, lad, obviously.
Yeah. God, Aristotle, my guy.
Humans are, and always will be, up for eating gross shit. Yeah,
100%.
Now, the reason we don't see Casu Marzu knocking about an Aldi is not because the demand isn't there. You know, we've already covered humans are fascinated and attracted to gross ass shit. So if it was an Aldi, I'd be bringing it to the next time we met up and I'd be whipping it out.
And filming me eating it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Which we might still do. There's we want to do some kind of like tasting session.
Yeah, not this one though.
This podcast.
Not
this one.
No, not this. Not this one.
Yeah, we'll give this a miss, but
yeah, maybe like nice stuff. Chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah, that's a really interesting live stream, that, isn't it? Everyone gather around and watch me and Andy eat some chocolate. Fuck's sake.
Just like fucking plain dairy milk as well.
Wow, we're just thinking this is like absolute riveting stuff.
Quite nice, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. No. So, yeah, the reason why we don't see it on the shelves is it's actually more of a legal reason. So,
oh yeah, you said this before.
Yeah, so in 1962, the Italian government prohibited the consumption of food infected by parasites, which,
right,
on the face of it, solid law to pass, really.
Yeah, they've got our back.
Yeah, but the Sardinians were obviously not happy.
No.
Well, unfortunately for
Why
the Sardinians...
Why is that? Is it just because it's like more susceptible to like infection? Like if they were left too long and they died and they rotted, it would get all horrible. And
health and safety gone mad, if you ask me.
They're taking our newspaper away from wrapping our fish and chips, and the next minute they're not letting us import Casu Marzu.
No, health and safety on a field day. I'm telling you, the world's not what it used to be.
Not what it used to be. I want fish and chips in newspaper with Casu Marzu spread on top.
Dip my chips in Casu Marzu. Oh my god.
So they've made it illegal.
Yeah, in 1962, the Italian government made it illegal. But it got worse because in 2002, the EU enforced a regulation that made the production and sales of rotten cheese illegal, specifically rotten cheese, in the whole of the EU. No more rotten cheese. No,
unless you just do it yourself at home.
Yeah, but that's illegal.
Is it?
Yeah, it made so the production and sale. Both. So
you can't even do it for own personal.
No. But obviously, what fucking policeman's going out in the arse end of the Sardinian mountains? Yeah. So yeah, the whole of the EU, not just Italy, the whole of the EU market. So all of them cheeses that I mentioned earlier, illegal.
Banned.
Yeah. If you're caught selling this cheese, you could face a fine of up to €50,000.
Whoa.
Big stuff, mate. big stuff.
That's a lot.
I mean, what's interesting is that the starting block for Casu Marzu, the pecorino sardo, actually has a European PDO, the protected designation of origin. And
so it has to be from that place to be called that thing.
Exactly, yeah. And it's had that since 1996. So it's like, to have something like that, it's quite a celebrated thing.
Yeah.
And in 2004, the Sardinians tried to play like an Uno reverse card and applied for a PDO for Casu Marzu too. So
Right.
2 years after they made this rotten cheese illegal, they tried to get a PDO for Casu Marzu.
Casu Marzu.
Yeah.
Which got declined, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Denied, and rotten cheese remains banned to this day.
Okay. I think we've been done a favour there.
Yeah, you say that.
I mean, it makes it more of a spectacle, makes it more of an event. If you want it, you have to go there.
Yeah, and do it illegally. I was going to say, you have to go to like a farm in the arse end of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go out in the middle of the night for it.
Yeah. Maggot by night time. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, obviously the EU doesn't want maggots in the scran. They just don't want it. But without maggots, you cannot have Casu Marzu. Just like, there wouldn't be bread or beer without yeast. Yeast is a living thing. Just because you can't see it and it's not squirming around, it doesn't really bother you. I mean, either side isn't willing to budge. Or are they?
Oh my God.
Well, in recent years, the EU have begun to study and revive the notion of eating grubs.
Jesus.
Now,
We spoke about this, didn't we, a while ago, about
we did.
sustainable food sources for humanity.
Something like that.
Not damaging the environment by mass producing cows and creating all that methane and the farming industry. So we said that, I think we were talking about it, weren't we? And saying grubs might be a way to combat that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that whole concept of sort of raising insects to be consumed is it's called novel food.
Right.
And it's, the whole concept is basically like having farms, kind of like cattle farms, but, instead of an Aberdeen Angus, you've got like a Brentford beetle or a cork caterpillar or something.
Oh, God, yeah. Like selectively breeding the best tasting beetle.
Yeah. That's the most juicy, free-flowing piece of
I'm good.
meat.
This episode's not making me feel good about the future of cuisine.
Nah, you
Just
say
cuisine.
that, but you say that, but research has shown that the consumption of beetles and insects as a whole could help reduce carbon dioxide emissions, the ones that are associated with animal farming. But yeah, I mean, we've kind of gone into it before, but I think later down the line, we'll probably go in, have a whole episode or maybe a series dedicated to, the rise in eating insects and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
It's clear to see that some minds are being changed when it comes to eating worms, grubs, maggots, larvae, beetles, whatever.
Yeah.
So, it's not that crazy to think that in the future we could see some kind of Casu Marzu or rotten cheese or whatever turning up on the shelves of our beloved supermarkets here in the UK. And I can back this up.
Hopefully I'm dead and buried by then.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, I can back this up. I can back this, the claim that I just made, I can back it up with research.
Hit me.
So back in 2005, researchers from Sardinia's Sassari University made a incredible discovery.
Incredible.
They themselves raised flies in a lab and made them infect pecorino cheese to show that the process could happen in a controlled way.
Right. So this is how the governments are going to get on board.
Mm-hmm.
If it can be proved to be sterile and clean.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So they basically found a method that they have that ensures they have a level of control in the process and ensure that the end product is safe for consumption.
The end is nigh.
End is nigh. Groundbreaking research.
Protein-packed cheese, though. Yeah, you pay a lot of money on myprotein.com to get protein cheese.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
get yourself some Casu Marzu from down the road. From down the lab down the road.
And yeah, I mean, thanks to this groundbreaking research, the islanders of Sardinia and the researchers themselves hope that the European Union will soon rule in their favour of making Casu Marzu legal and fit to sell. Soon,
God,
mate.
one can only hope.
God,
Yeah.
can't wait.
Right. So they're making moves. The
Making
community
moves, mate.
of Casu Marzu lovers
Yeah.
are gathering forces and they're getting ready to storm the capital.
Making waves.
Right.
Building battle
Yeah.
plans. Yeah. So I think the real question, after all of this, Milo, is if I get hold of some Casu Marzu, are you eating it?
I think I will try a tiny, tiny bit. I will. I'll do it.
You'll do
I'll
it.
try a tiny bit.
The whole thing, or will you take the maggots out?
What do you mean? The whole wheel of cheese.
Yeah, I'll buy us a wheel each.
No, like, I'll put a bit on a cracker.
No
put a
cracker.
little.
You got to eat it with a spoon.
Oh, fuck. Well, I don't understand why that makes it any better, though.
Yeah.
Or any worse, rather. Like, I turn my nose up at having it just with a spoon.
Yeah.
That was my inner, like, ponce. I was like, you were like with a spoon. I was like, God, no.
Oh, God, no.
Must be with a cracker.
Must be with a cracker.
Must be with a cracker. I'll try a bit. I'll try a bit of Casu
You try a
Marzu.
bit. Right,
Yeah.
okay, so when I come over next week, we'll get some.
Jesus.
So there you have it. Casu Marzu.
Casu Marzu. There we go.
There we go.
Bloody hell. What a
Mental.
weird one. What a weird one.
Yeah, mental dish, innit? Mental.
Maggot poop cheese.
Rotten maggot poop cheese.
Yeah.
Made by farmers in mountains.
Farmers in mountains that have been untouched by any outside civilization for many years.
Yeah.
Well, they can stay put.
They can stay in the
They can
mountains.
stay in the cold, harsh mountains for all I care. Well, we did. I mean, we did say a little while ago, we were like, let's do some horrible ones. Because a lot of the dishes that we've started off the podcast with have been dishes that we actually like. And it was like, should we talk about some horrible ones that will, number one, not know much about, and number two, just there's so much confusion behind why people would eat it in the first place. And I think we've done that with this. I think that's the first.
I think so.
Well, we actually did jellied eels as well, which I feel would fall under that category as well. Because that was a bit of a weird one. It's kind of hard to understand why people would eat it, but we kind of got to the bottom of that mystery, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We did. I think, again, that's funny, because I imagine the sheep farmers of Sardinia would absolutely turn their nose up at the thought of jellied eels.
Yeah, exactly. They'd think that was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's about perspective. It's about just the way you look at it.
Yeah, and how you grow up and what you taught when you're growing up and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
There we go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. I really enjoyed it. And Andy, you absolutely freaking nailed the research, as per.
Thank you very much. It's fun.
Yeah. Me and Andy are taking a little bit of a break. We haven't recorded an episode for a while, so it's been nice to get back in front of the microphone.
Yeah, recording in the evening as well. I kind of liked it. Liked it in an evening record sesh.
Yeah, we usually 11 o'clock, midday situation, but we've done a bit of a late one tonight. All right, cool. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying the episodes, enjoying the podcast. Hit us up on the email, whatthefoodpodcast@gmail.com. Check out our website, whatthefoodpodcast.com, and our Instagram, which we're posting some bits and bobs on there as well, which is What The Food. Is that What The Food Podcast as well on Insta? Yeah. I think if you punch it into the search, we should pop up anyway. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we will see you in 2 weeks' time for our next episode.
Yep. See you
then. Bye, guys.
Bye.